Guys, what's going on? Zach Evanish here from the Underground, and I got a lot of questions when I posted on the fan page. People ask me, what do you do when you tweak your back? And there's a million and one reasons why it could happen, but I've been there many times before, and I had a protocol, or have a protocol that's up on the YouTube page. So if you just search for lower back or low back, that'll take you to it. This is the expanded edition. If you do tweak your back, or any of our athletes do, I show them this series of exercises, and I tell them that you got to do it 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening minimum. And then of course you can do other things that'll improve your mobility, getting the blood flow. But what I found that these lower back tweaks tend to be, you're either doing poor technique in the exercise, or you have poor hip mobility, or somewhere there's a tightness in that trunk area or your hips that causes your lower back to, regularly get strained. For me, that was certainly it, having poor mobility, poor flexibility, and also sometimes squatting the wrong way, too much of an arch and creating that compression. So there's a lot of things, and if you are going to be into aggressive training, like I am and like many of you are, you're going to get hurt every now and again, and you want to be able to come back from it quickly. So a couple things, first things I start doing is we just roll out. Real simple stuff, piriformis, and I'm going to run through these quickly, but if you are doing this, I like to say at least 2 minutes on each side, okay? We're also going to roll out on the back. You're going to find any tender spots and just lean side to side, okay? You're going to hit your back from different angles. We're also going to work the thighs. Okay, when I'm rolling out on the quads, I'm going to turn my feet in, out. Hitting my thighs from different angles. We're also going to go to the inner thigh and the groin. You're going to angle that foam roller. Usually the smooth foam roller is best, but we're actually going to be getting a little bit of a stretch here. I'm just going to go in and out. When your lower back spasms or gets tight, it tends to lock everything in your groin area. Rolling out is going to take you about 4 or 5 minutes. Next up, we're going to do arms out to the side, just relax. Legs and hips are up at a 90-degree angle. My lower back should not be arched. I'm going to turn to the side, let the legs go all the way and the hips go over. Turn my head to the other side. I'm going to open up that lower back, mid-back also, trunk, T-spine. Nice and easy. After that, you could use a bench for this. Go right here. You could do a glute hip bridge here, where we're going to get low, arms out, right here, just squeeze. Or, this is the one I prefer, you get to stretch the hips, stretch here, squeeze. I'm using that planted leg. I'm going to do 5 to 10 reps each side, focusing on breathing. This is the alternate Superman drill. Don't throw the head up, look down so you're keeping everything neutral. Opposite arm, opposite leg. We're going to do 10 on each side. And then here's one. You could do this I've done this off the edge of our glute ham bench, hanging off of a set of stairs, hanging off the stairs in my house, doing this off the edge of my bed, just doing a reverse hyper motion. So coming up, grab, so what I'm focusing on doing through this series of exercises is mobilizing, okay? Breaking up some of that scar tissue, making the muscles feel a little bit more mobile. They shouldn't be so constricted and tight. Some of the other drills, like the Superman drill, the glute and hip bridge right here, they're gonna get blood flow. Your lower back is a lot of dense tissue, so it doesn't get a lot of blood flow. It's not like pumping up your biceps or pumping up your quads, so the recovery is going to be a little bit tougher. So mobilizing, getting some blood flow, and doing some, I don't have a reverse hyper, but I will mimic reverse hyper motions, and I will repeat it several times a day, at least 3 times a day, and that blood flow, along with the mobility, is what's going to help. When I start coming back to the lifting, as far as squatting, deadlifting motions, I stay away from the straight bar. So I'll probably do goblet squats. From the goblet squats, I'll move into rack position squats, Zercher squats, and we've got a lot of different trap bars in this gym, some of the larger ones, some of the smaller ones, but I'll trap bar deadlift. Then when I know my body's telling me we're ready to go, I'll start back with lighter deadlifts, lighter sumo deadlifts. So this protocol, this lower back, I don't want to call it rehab protocol, but it's basically how to come back from a tweak, how to come back from an injury. Those are the key movements that I'll do, but here's the most important thing. Don't just get into the mobility when you are hurt. Don't just realize, oh, now it's time to start doing mobility. You're always focused on your health. Some things that you could even consider doing. If you find yourself really tight, then get yoga once a week, or start doing 10 minutes of yoga. Have a 10-minute stretching, mobilization routine every day minimum. And if those 10 minutes aren't enough, you're going to have to replace a workout and maybe do 45 minutes of mobilization, flexibility, yoga. You got to do what you got to do that's going to keep you healthy. And then, of course, at the top of the list is performing your lift with proper technique. So any of your exercises, you got to understand movement. So if your back is tweaked, follow this little series. It's probably going to take you about 6-7 minutes because of the mobility is where you're going to be spending time on. Do it multiple times a day. Morning, you're going to be very tight in the morning, afternoon, and then again in the evening. And other fixes, it's tough for our athletes to do this because we train a lot of high school and collegiate athletes. They sit all day, but if you have the option to not sit and you could stand, then definitely stand. And when standing, you're not going to be slumped over here. Your body should be engaged, squeezing your butt a little bit, abs are engaged, and you're working here. I stand all day wherever I am at work. I prop things up so I'm at a standing desk. So, a couple things for you to basically put into as food for thought. The healthier you are through the long term, the less likely you are to get injured. Thanks for watching. Go to undergroundstrength.tv. For more tips, check out our newsletter, and I'll see you guys. Hit me up through social. Peace.